Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Furlong, and today we're going to be naming binary covalent compounds? Up until this point, we've been talking about ionic compounds. Well, some other compounds will form covalent bonds. Remember, in covalent bonds, atoms are sharing those electrons. And sometimes elements bond with themselves. So you need to know that there's a group of elements that are not found just as single atoms in nature. And those are hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and fluorine. So you would never find just a hydrogen atom all alone. It's always going to be bonded to something. And if it's pure hydrogen, it's going to be a hydrogen bond with another hydrogen. Or oxygen. The oxygen you breathe is not just O, it's O2. Now, how are you going to remember all of these things? Well, I remember it by the word honkelbrief. That's right, you heard me, honkelbrief. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine. If you remember honkelbrief, it'll take you a long way, baby. When we name covalent bonds, we're going to have to remember some prefixes. Now, these prefixes stand for the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we can't just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have to use their Greek prefixes, which are mono, di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, octo, non, and deca. Now, some of these you have heard before. For instance, you know what a tricycle is. That is a bicycle with 3 wheels. Or you know what the Pentagon is, right? That is a building in Washington, D.C. that is made up of 5 sides. Or an octopus, which is a cephalopod with 8 legs. These you'll have to commit to memory because we will be using them when we name covalent bonds. Let's look at a couple examples. Here we have what we commonly call water, right? But if we were to look at its actual name, it is going to be dihydrogen monoxide. Di means 2 because we have 2 hydrogens. Mono means 1 because all we have is 1 oxygen. All right, so let's look at the next one, CO2. This we know as carbon dioxide, right? But notice I did not write the word mono in front. So if the first letter only has 1, then we don't use a prefix. We always put a prefix on the second word, however. So this is just carbon, then di, because we have 2 oxygens, dioxide. And just like we did with other namings, we dropped off the ending and added the IDE. Let's look at this next one. This would be dinitrogen, because I have 2 nitrogens and 5 oxygens, pentoxide. Go ahead and pause the video and figure out what do you think this next one's going to be. If you said carbon tetrachloride, you would be right. Again, we don't put mono on the first word, and tetra means 4 because we had 4 chlorines. How about this last one? Go ahead and pause the video and figure out what this one is. If you said carbon monoxide, you would be right, because again, we don't use the word mono if there's only 1 in the first, but there's only 1 in the second. We always have to use a prefix in the second word, so hence we get monoxide. And that's all there is to it. So it's just a matter of remembering those prefixes, and also remember honkelbrief.